Hey, good morning. Good morning. Good morning to all of those who happen to be up at 6:35 in the morning on Facebook, who are too excited to sleep, who are in search of a dream, who are looking for something to do. I'm one of those people. I'm excited about life. I'm excited about the future. I'm 66 years old, pumped up, flat out, turned on. Hey, Miss Rosa Hodge, welcome to this live stream. And so I'm gonna give folks a minute to join us. Yeah, I'm up. I got a 8 o'clock appointment this morning, so I've been up really since about 4:30. I've been doing all kinds of things around the house, from puttering the kitchen to cleaning the kitchen. Hey, JB Derry, make it happen. But I had this one talk on my mind I wanted to do for a couple of days on a couple of things. Hey, Miss Pamela Dixon, how you doing up there in Michigan? Mr. Glenn Perkins, wide awake. Glenn Perkins got senior citizen complex, man. He don't sleep at all. Good morning, hey, Miss Sharon Harris Borkin. Lloyd Kingsley, good evening, man. How you doing? This talk this morning I called No Excuses. And I'm going to be soft. I'm going to be nice about it, though. But I'm going to cover without being my emotional, hyped up self. At least that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm trying to be a new me, guys. I'm trying to be a new me. So bear with me. I'm trying. Good morning to everyone. But I wanted to call this talk No Excuses. And I wanted to make this message so you can take this message and send it out to your friends and relatives and people you know who have all these excuses as to why they can't succeed and why they can't do certain things. And there are things I can say to them that you can't say. Things that perhaps I can get them to think about that you can't get them to think about. That makes sense. Hey, Leanne Davis, Miss Leanne Davis, Perry A.E. Jordan. And so, and the better you become at overcoming these excuses and helping people overcome these excuses, the better your chance of succeeding in the business. In fact, in the book, The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz, we're talking about a book that's 50 years old. The second chapter is called No Excuses. The second chapter in the book, The Magic of Thinking Big by Dr. David Schwartz, is called No Excuses. Okay? And I've come to the conclusion that in order to truly succeed financially, because we're talking about financial success, I like to say we're talking about an all-encompassing success, because I don't think money itself is not a true barometer. I wouldn't be excited about my life if I made a bunch of money and lost my wife and lost my children. I would not be excited about life if I made a bunch of money and lost my relationship with my brothers and sisters and mother and father and people. No. So I believe life, you want a complete and full life. And I believe that networking is one of those businesses that allow you to have a complete and full life. And that's why I've been a 1% advocate and promoter of it since I was 20 years old. Because, we go through life and say, I want it all. Well, I've only seen one profession that give you all. And by all, I mean it gives you that time to spend with family and friends and people you love. It gives you the money. But what good is the money if you don't have the time? What good is the time if you don't have the money? And so that rare combination where you can have a complete balance in life, that's why I've been such an advocate of networking and trying to educate people since I was 20 years old what this is all about. So anyway, no excuses. I wrote down 10 things here, and I'm going to get through these 10 things in the next 15 minutes, folks. And I encourage you to share this with your friends, family, and relatives, and it may help them. Number one excuse people give for not doing the business. Number one excuse. First thing you'll hear all the time, you got to develop your skill set in overcoming this. And people say, I don't have any time. I mean, it's such an easy one, easy, no time. I'm so busy, I don't have any time. And that's true. See, everyone on the planet is busy, folks. Every single person I know uses all 24 hours. That means everybody's busy. But the question is, busy doing what? So you can be busy if you bowl 3 nights a week, you busy. But busy doing what? If you spend 10 hours a week watching the NFL, you busy, but busy doing what? Okay? If you spend 3 days on a golf course, you busy, but busy doing what? If you spend 2 hours a day watching soap operas, you busy, but the question is busy doing what? And so where networking comes in is we say, look, we're going to help you overcome and turn some of that non-productive time, which you think is productive, and we're going to show you how to leverage that time and create something positive in your life. And I have a lot of busy professionals that get involved in the business. And as soon as the first thing they say, anytime you talk to a professional, by professional, I mean a lawyer, doctor, dentist, accountant, those folks are swamped. They busy. Their profession requires they go in and sell their time for money. The dentist shows up every day, 7 o'clock in the morning, typically 5 and 6 days a week. That man's busy. That doctor's busy. Okay? Every doctor I have right now, because I got a cardiologist and all those doctors, they show up typically every morning before 7 o'clock. They are at the hospital. They busy. They don't have any time. And then I got folks who are unemployed, so they don't have any time either because they're too busy playing around, hanging on the corner, hanging on the street corner, watching football, watching basketball, playing chess, playing checkers, or intellectually pontificating about how to solve the world's problem. Everyone I know uses 24 hours a day. And here's how you can sophisticately handle that problem. When somebody say to you, I don't have any time, reply, man, you just the person I'm looking for because I don't have any time either. I'm looking for busy people because what we have found out is busy people are the ones who get things done. Now, we're going to show you how to leverage that time. Do you think you can find 1 hour a week? Well, yeah, I probably can find one. Fantastic. Let me show you something. This is what leverage is all about. In that 1 hour that week, you're going to put 1 hour a week in your business or 3 hours a week in your business, right? So, yeah, great. So we're going to help you sponsor some people into the program. And all those folks going to do the same commitment you do, about 3 hours a week. So now we go sponsor 10 hours of 10 people into the program, and they all got 3 hours a week. Now your business is productive 33 hours a week. That's over 120 hours a month. Can you imagine that compounded over the next 12 months? This is why you want to get started, because it's worth investing that 1, 2, 3 hours a week, because we will try to leverage that. And believe it or not, you know what's going to happen? There will be some folks who get in your business and they're going to give it 10 hours, 20 hours, 30 hours, 40 hours. They're going to give it time when you sleep. They're going to give it time when you're at work. They're going to give it time when you're too busy. But I know you're busy right now. Now, here's a question I want to ask you. Were you busy 5 years ago? They go, yes. Were you busy 10 years ago? Yes. They say, well, what's going to change in the next 10 years? Let's show you how to get started. And I'll say this to folks. I said, look, everybody says they don't have any time. Let me ask you a question. Is that an excuse, or do you legitimately believe you don't have any time? If I could show you how to find time, would you be willing to get started today? And if they're sincere, if that's just not an excuse to get me out of the way, this man, if you can show me how I can leverage some of this time and create some freedom for me and my family, I'm interested. But if it's just an excuse, that's a soft-pedal excuse that a lot of folks see. You got broke people telling me they don't have any time. You got unemployed people telling me they're too busy. Too busy cutting the grass. Too busy painting the house. Too busy cleaning the house. Okay, you got housewives telling me they're too busy. Too busy on what? Cooking dinner. Okay, doing stuff for the Girl Scouts, the Boy Scouts, the Little League, the Pony League, and all this stuff. We are busy being busy, but busy does not mean we are productive. So the first excuse we must overcome, and you got to look in the mirror to find out what that excuse is, and that's no time. Second excuse people give you, they go, I don't have any money to get started. That is the most baffling one in the world to me. Because I just showed you an opportunity to make money, and your reason not to do it is you don't have any money. No, that's not the reason not to do it. That's the reason to do it. You don't have any money. That's why you should do it. Are you working 46 hours a week right now? Yes, I am. But I don't have any money. Great. How is that going to change? You've heard the statement before that insanity is doing the exact same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. It is baffling to me how folks can go to work 40 to 60 hours a week for 5 years, be broke. Do it again for the next 5 years, be broke. Do it again for the next 5 years, still be broke. Do again for the next 5 years, be broke. Be doing the same thing for 20 years, be broke at the end of 20 years. See, if you're 40 years old and someone shows you an opportunity, and the opportunity requires $49 to get started, and you say, I'm going to have that in 2 weeks, you've been doing something real wrong. If you've been working 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and it's going to take you 2 to 3 weeks to come up with a couple $100 to start your business, that's the time to stop and evaluate right then and there. Don't use money as an excuse for not getting started. If you don't have $200 to start this business, you need to have started 2 months ago. You need to be figuring out, you need to go sell a television, get the $200 to get started today, so next year or 6 months from now, you are not in that same position. Money is no excuse. Money is the reason to do it. Now I understand what you're saying is you don't believe that it's worth squeezing that $200 out of your already tight budget because you don't see yourself making it. See, that's a self-image thing. Where there's low self-image, folks, there's a lack of motivation. So you find somebody who don't believe it's possible for them to succeed, don't be short with them. Be sensitive, understand they're coming from a place where they don't think they can turn that $200, okay, into $2,000 a month. They believe they can turn that $200 into a lotto ticket and hope and pray. They believe they can turn that $200 and go into the movies and get some instant gratification from it. But to take that $200 and invest in their own future, it takes a certain degree of self-image to do that. And we're only talking about $200. So everyone we're talking to, most people we're talking to, folks, believe me, have a well-defined sense of inferiority. A well-defined sense of inferiority. Almost 85, 90% of people we're talking to don't believe they're possible of accomplishing some very simple things in life. Our job as networkers is to convince them they can. Our job as networkers say, you can do this thing. I know you can do it. And put them in an environment where they start to see people like Raj Rain succeeding, people like Sherry Brown succeeding, people like Renee Gant succeeding, people like me succeeding, people like Mike Delco succeeding, people like Roger Williams succeeding. When they start seeing average people just like them during the program, it starts to build their self-image and their confidence. Wait a minute. Tanisha Glassford coming in straight up shy, don't want to talk to anybody, and now she's all over the world. That's why they have to plug in. Don't let money be an excuse, folks. Okay? And then redefine what money means. Some of us have to come to the conclusion that we're broke. We may look good. See, America has a deceptive game. They'll let you finance yourself into a deceptive lifestyle. I made a video earlier today. I said, I own everything. I own everything. I own everything. I don't owe anybody anything. I own everything. That's a unique place to be in. America is a place that wants you to be in debt. We live in a debt-based society. And so as long as you have cash flow and you can create debt, you can make $50,000 a year, live $150,000 a year lifestyle. You can make $100,000 a year, live a $300,000 a year lifestyle because of credit. You can make $300,000 a year and you know you balling. Because you can borrow $500,000 a year or $1 million lifestyle on that $300,000 a year. But the truth of the matter is, if anything should happen, you might be the high-paid professional making $200,000 a year, $250,000 a year. But if anything should cut that cash flow off or the credit cards get cut up, everything is gone and they're pulling stuff out the driveway. Don't deceive yourself. Ask yourself, sometimes stop and say, where am I now? Those who are making $50,000 or less a year, you should know you broke. I don't care how much credit they're giving, you should know you flat out broke. And my definition for broke, if you got to get up in Monday to Friday and sell your time for money, don't feel bad. I use the word broke, I'm saying anyone that has to sell their time for money, you're broke. That's going to elevate your thinking, not to make you feel bad, it's to elevate your thinking. Because only broke people sell the most precious thing they have, which is time, for money. Only broke people do it. As a rule. Okay? Hey, good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Renetta Corley. Good morning. The third excuse, I'm too old. I'm too old. Now, our program, GS Partners, will definitely challenge you in that area, folks. Make no mistake about it. GS Partners is going to challenge your technical skills, and too old is an easy excuse in GS Partners. Because GS Partners is going to ask you to change. It's going to ask you to cut the computer on. Because all you need to succeed is a smartphone and a dream, and not be afraid of cutting the computer on and not being afraid of making some change, not being afraid to get on a computer and pecking your way to success. And so the number one excuse that a lot of folks will use, I'm 66 years old. In the last 5 years, yes, I learned how to Facebook, Instagram. I do all this stuff, text, post, get on Zoom, put up a Zoom, Facebook Live like I'm doing now, all those things. That was growth for me. And I'm still forcing myself to grow. I'm trying to grow right now because the thought of actually becoming a multi-billionaire requires some growth. Okay? And that's the kind of position that GS Partner is going to put you in when you start thinking about multi-millionaire status, positioning. And then once your brain expands and you start to understand more and more what we have our hands on with these multiple trillion-dollar industries in, you start realizing, wait a minute here. It's possible to become a multi-billionaire here for real. And I mean within the next 2, 3, 4 years. You stop, whoa, that's, if you tell me, if it's uncomfortable you think about being a millionaire, imagine becoming a billionaire. You talking about some growth. See, I'm still growing myself. Too old. Okay, excuse number 3. I'm too old. I'm fixed in my ways. I don't want to learn anything. I'm going to ride it on. I've had a many senior citizens tell me, hey, man, I'm 70 years old. I'm going to ride it out for you. I don't want to learn anything. Instead of being like Dr. David Hollins, 70+ years old, said, man, I'm learning this thing. Dr. David Hollins rolled around that computer like he's 25 years old. If he can do it, you can do it. No excuses. Number 4, I'm too young. Man, I'm having a good time right now, man. I'm 19 years old. I'm 20 years old. I'm having a good time. In Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Go Rich, he says, he has a thing in his book called Sexual Transmutation. He says the reason most men don't become successful after they're 40 years old, because before they're 40 years old, their life is ran by their lack of control over their sexual activity. Talking about men, not women, men. Okay? And you can find a man who can get that under control where it doesn't make decisions for him all the time. Grown up talk, 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say I want to say. Okay? I let this make decisions. I started letting this make decisions when I turned 28 years old. This make the decision. Not something down here. This makes the decision. That grown up for you? This makes the decision, man. When you start letting this make the decision, you make less mistakes in life. Let this make the decision. I'm talking to young guys, 18, 19 years old. It's tough to do, man, because this want to make the decision. You need this to start making decisions. The sooner you make this make decisions for you, the further you can get ahead in life. So most men don't succeed after they're 40 years old, because finally at 40+ years old, this starts making decisions. And you still got to challenge it with this. Why? Because we saw a guy in the White House where this stopped making a decision. He let that make the decision and brought down his legacy. Tarnished his legacy because what? This didn't make the decision. I'm going to get off that. Hey, Lucky, I'm going to tell you something, man. I love you guys, Dave, you and Don. I'm talking about, you guys don't know, man. I got to have you guys come in and speak on my freedom cause at some point, man, because I'm all about the dream, the struggle, the prize. I don't want to know your prize if you haven't had a struggle. That's why I love Brian Crumley. I want to know you struggle. I want to know you had to pay a price for success. I want to know. You're going to take me off topic. I don't want to get off topic. Okay, too young. Man, I thank God every day that at 20 years old, somebody offered me an opportunity, and I listened. And when I listened to the opportunity, I said, oh, my God. And I took that energy at 28, 29, 30, that I would have spent doing whatever I would have spent it doing. Okay? And I channeled that energy into a business that took up that extra energy I had. So instead of running around the street, instead of being in a nightclub 5 or 6 nights a week, instead of partying all weekend, okay, I was chasing a dream with that energy. And because I was chasing that dream, when the speaker said, if you do today what others won't, you can live tomorrow like others don't, I bought into it, hook, line, and sinker. I believed it. And at 32, the wife retired. At 40, I retired. And they ain't had a job. It'll be 26 years on July 14th. God, man. All that energy I could have wasted doing crazy things. And I submit to you, I say it out loud, I don't believe for a second that Val and I would have been married 40 some years if I hadn't gotten a dream at 28 years old. See, the dream focuses you, it harnesses your energy, it disciplines you, it does so many things. I'm getting off topic. No excuses. Too young. Here's one. Excuse number 5. Tried that. Tried one of those deals. Tried something. Okay, excuse me. I tried. I got a pastor friend of mine right now about 10 years ago, supposedly lost $2,000 or something, 10, 15 years ago, and he's never got back on the bike since. Scared to death because he lost $2,000 15 years ago. He's passed on opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to change his life and to change the lives of others, including people in his congregation, because 15 years ago, he tried something and lost a couple $1,000s. Man, do not let your past equal your future. Okay? No one will remember your failures, but they will remember you succeeding. And I can tell you, I've tried a dozen opportunities, didn't work out well. But people remember me for the ones that I succeeded in. Okay? Don't let I tried something hold you back from the future. Don't let I tried something color what you're being presented right now with GS Partners. GS Partners is so different than anything in the marketplace, period, that's ever been presented. We have the only program I've ever seen in my 30 years in this industry where you can become a millionaire and never recruit one person. Doesn't exist. I don't know any other program out there. We recruit. The day is going to come, if you're not there already, we recruit out of altruism. Because the fact of the matter is, I don't have to invite anyone into this program ever again in my lifetime. And because of the coins I've acquired in 8 months, because of my exchange of declining paper dollars into this ecosystem we have in place, I don't have to recruit another person in my lifetime. And you don't either. All you have to do is acquire the G999 coin, and man, you don't have to recruit anybody. So when you recruit somebody, you should have a pastor that says, hey man, I'm telling you for you because I'm doing this. I'm going to be a millionaire whether you be one or not because of what we're doing with this coin. And we know we're going to drive this coin to 10 cents, to $1, to $5, to $10. Why? Because we got the leadership that's totally sold out and committed to getting that done. So if you tried some program, you sold some weight loss, some lotion, some pills, some cosmetics, you had a pink Cadillac 20 years ago, and now you don't have a pink Cadillac no more, you done it. Man, let all that stuff go. And take a serious look at what we have going on here in GS Partners. It's going to change your life. But it won't change your life if you don't look. You just get blinded by the fact you tried that, and you let that be your future. Like people say, I know people been married 3, 4, 5 times. That never stopped them getting married. Okay? Anyway. Number 6. Just saw the same thing. Failed before. So you tried. Maybe you did try. Maybe you gave it a serious effort, and then the company let you down, or the leader let you down, or your sponsor let you down. Or somehow it just didn't work out the way you thought it should have worked out. Sorry for that. Move on. Keep going. Let it go. Let it go. You got to grieve a little bit, though. I've learned how to grieve. Okay, grieving, no time period for grieving, but you got to grieve and you got to move on. And people understand this. Okay, people will lose a loved one, a relative, a spouse, a mother, sister, cousin, brother, friend, and they'll be right back at work on Monday, Tuesday morning. Got to make that dollar. But they'll let that same grieving mess them up for an opportunity for 6 months, 2 years. Can't get back in the door what they were doing because they're grieving, but they going to work 5 and 6 days a week. See, it's all attitude. We do what we feel we got to do. And you got to get to a place in business where you feel like you got to do it. If you don't feel like that, then the dream is not big enough for you. You don't have an intense burn for this dream. Don't worry about it. Here's number 7. Number 7, not educated. Network is on a professional education is not a requirement. In fact, I was listening to a Bill Britt talk, a little audio from Bill. When Bill Bill passed away, may rest in peace, $1 billion business. And Bill used to make the statement, he said, I can turn a truck driver into a millionaire fast. I can turn an educated person. Why? Because the educated persons have been taught to think a certain way, and they think inside that box. And the toughest thing to get, the more education a person has, the toughest thing it is to get them to think outside that box. It's like right now. Okay, I'm sitting here. My business, I started with a smartphone. Okay, $99 decision, December 1. The business last month, in the month of June, did over $5 million. It's an invisible empire. $5 million in business. I have no employees. I have no overhead. I have no building. And I run pretty much 95% of business on this phone I'm talking to you right now. That's business in the 21st century. But you got these folks out there, they still stuck in the industrial age. They still running around trying to get a building on the corner, and they all excited about it. As my son and I were driving on the street, I said, look at all these businesses hours. I was looking at all these businesses, and these folks are showing up every morning, 7 o'clock, unlock the doors, open the doors, okay? And hopefully they can finish the month doing about $25,000 or $30,000 of business. Their business is limited by people driving by saying, hey, I want some ribs today. Hey, I want some cake today. Hey, I want to get my nails done, my hair done. And I got nothing against those business, but they're missing the opportunity that the internet has afforded all of us to have a business that operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Amazon is as big as it is because it operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week worldwide. Walmart is as big as it is. Why? It operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week worldwide. Now they close the stores. Why they close the stores? You go online and order stuff, they ship it right to your doorstep. Man, if you're not capitalizing in that space, you don't get it. Our job is to help people get it. Okay? Not educated. Not required. No degree is required. Okay? Val and I didn't realize how unique we were to be sitting there with 2 degrees. And as we started to build a business and be in rooms and people ask who has a degree, and there'd be like 3 or 4 of us in a room with a degree and a so-called corporate job. Because all the folks who got that so-called good corporate job have sold out to that good corporate job. And the idea of doing something that they think that means their corporate job, like selling soap or selling cosmetics or selling vitamins, that's not what they're going to do. Looked at a company one time. We had produced over 100 different leaders. We took them all to Hawaii. It was like 150 of them. And we realized out of those 150 people, there was 4 people in the whole room that had a college education. They finished college. And we said, good grief, what's going on? It's not about intellect. I'm not trying to measure somebody's intelligence based on a degree. That ain't got nothing to do with it. Okay? It's about self-image and perception. Okay? And most of you folks who got a college degree, they got a college degree, and that college degree, you know what it did? It entered them in corporate America, that $50,000, $60,000 a year job, and they're comfortable. And don't challenge that. Okay, I got to finish up here because I got to go. I got to get to the doctor, man, before 8 o'clock. It's after 7 o'clock. Okay, not educated. Here's one. Number 8. Excuse number 8. My sponsor quit. So what? My sponsor quit. I don't like my sponsor. Whatever reason, whatever happened, you got involved, and all of a sudden your relationship turned sour with your sponsor. Don't let your sponsor steal your dream. Don't let your downline steal your dream. Don't let somebody upline steal your dream. Don't let somebody with a lack of integrity in your line of sponsorship steal your dream. I've been through all that in 38 years. I'd had great sponsors. I'd had sponsors with lack of integrity. I had sponsors who lied. I had a business partner who lied so much every time. The whole joke was when his lips move, we know he's lying. I'm still here. He's gone. Your sponsor quit. The greatest thing about being a part of our system, this whole system with Wealth Builders Worldwide, is that if your sponsor quit, it's okay. Your sponsors all the leadership in Wealth Builders Worldwide, because somebody's there 25 days, 7 days a week. We do a live power call every day at 10:45. Got a presentation at 12, a presentation at 9. And all you got to do is plug yourself in and plug other people in, and then find somebody that'll join you in your tribe and help you do what you need to do in the business. So there's my if your sponsor quit. Number 9, fear. Okay? Now, most men won't admit they're scared. I have sponsored professional athletes in this business who's scared to pick up the phone and call their mama and tell about the opportunity. They'll face grown men in a gladiator sport where they're trying to take each other's head off and then scared to pick up the phone and call a friend and say, I got an opportunity for you. See, it's all up here, man. It's all up here. And the fear is the imagination. Fear is about status, about losing status. All this stuff is in our head. That's why we do all these things. That's why we encourage you to read books. That's why we encourage you. Hey, man, read. Where my books go? Did I talk about books today? Did I move them somewhere? I'm trying to figure out what did I do all my books. I keep my books all around me, man. Okay? That's a must. If you still don't have yourself 5 or 10 copies, get out to your team. You know why I say this is a must read? Because a simple read takes less than an hour. But it fundamentally covers It sort of hacks into the brain so that the brain gets to a place where it needs to be to build this business. That's what it does. I love John Maxwell's book because it talks about the nobility of what we do. Okay, not just that we got some practice. They talk about nobility of what we do. I don't know why I'm showing you these. That's my other book, Aim is Your Success. We're in the process of being redone in 1 in 3 ways to fail. Okay, I mean, I don't want you to think I'm making stuff up. Okay, lead from the outside. I got books all around. C.C. Winans, John Maxwell, Developing Leaders Around You. This is right here on my desk, right? See, I'm always putting something in, because if I don't put something in, I don't have anything to share with you. Anyway, fear. Got to help people overcome fear. Sometimes to help them overcome fear, I just grab them by the hand and walk them through the process. And then number 10, the one that you must help people overcome. And they'll say it to you all the time, too. And I'm not saying these are in any particular order. These are some of the primary fears that people give you. One is, I'm not a salesperson. Well, Tyrone, I can see you doing that. You're a salesperson. Or, I can see you being good at that, Lucky. I can see you being good at that, Kevin. You're a salesman. You got that gift to gab. Do you understand talking too much is one of the biggest detriments of building this business? If there's any mistake most people make in building a business right now, it's talking too much. You should let the videos talk for you. Let the system talk for you. Let a third head talk for you. That's what the 3 calls all about. You shouldn't be talking to your prospects other than point them in the direction of the information. Being a salesperson is not required. All this talking you see me doing on a video, I do not do all this talking to a new person, to a prospect. Okay, maybe once they get in, I might have charisma conversation. But if I just met Kevin on the street or you on the street, I'd grunt almost like I'm a mute. Hey, Maltemeyer. I hope you understand. I'd grunt almost like I'm a mute. Okay? I mean it. Being a salesman is not required. I've had super salesmen come into this industry over the last 30 years. They said, man, I'm going to tear this thing up. I'm the number one salesman in my company. I've been the number one salesman for the last 14 years. I know how to sell. And I'm saying, listen, yeah, but you don't know how to listen. Okay, and I watch them burn out in about 30, 60, 90 days. And I don't mean one. I'm talking about dozens who are excellent salespeople. I mean, they're straight up salespeople. I got a buddy of mine been selling since we left high school. He's a phenomenal salesman. He's made his living selling. That's how he's made his living. He's sold every day, 5 and 6 days a week for the last 40 years. Started with selling cars. Okay? And he can't find, I don't think he sponsored 2 people in the networking business in 40 years. But he's a salesman. And he's a tremendous salesperson. But this is not about sales. It's about a transference of belief. It's about directing people to the information. It's about connecting with people. So I can be a salesperson, sell you something one time, but did I connect with you, or did I just sell you that car? Or did I just sell you that piece of furniture? Or did I just sell you that time travel? Or did I connect and develop a relationship with you where we got an ongoing relationship where now I can teach you, you can teach me, and we can build something together? That's what this business is all about. Okay, this business is not some one-time sale. I ain't in the package selling business. You acquiring a package because you want to build a business. But I'm not in the package sale. I'm not on the phone all day saying I'm in the packages I can sell. Okay? I don't want your $200. I don't want your $1,000. That's one time. That's a one-time deal. But if I can get you in a system and get you to understand what we're doing to change the world, to change humanity, to affect other people's lives, and get you to see a bigger vision, and to get you to start seeing freedom. And freedom comes from building a team that creates residual ongoing income, and we develop that relationship over the next 1, 2, 3, 4 years, like Mr. Delco. The Delcos that have developed a relationship over the last 8, 9 years. Roger Williams have developed a relationship over the last 8, 9 years. Sherry Brown have developed a relationship over the last 8, 9 years. If I can develop that, okay, with the Thompson twins now for like 16, 17 years, you can develop that, then you're going to have a business. Listen when you hear people like Nisa Nakos talk. You said, what is she talking about? Her friend for the last 20, 25 years. None of these folks are overnight successes. It's been an ongoing relationship over an extended period of time. And if you're not capable of establishing relationships and being an active, a person of authenticity and integrity, then you will have a challenge with this business. If you're out there trying to sell your package way to success, you're going to have a challenge with this business. If you don't connect with other people, if you're not willing to change to where you connect with other people and they can feel you and see your sincerity, you have a challenge building this business. That don't mean it's impossible. You know why? Watch this. No excuses. Because you can sponsor somebody who can. See, even if you don't have a skill set, even if you're not likable, if you keep talking to folks, eventually you're going to sponsor somebody who what? Is likable. See, no matter what the challenge you have, the beautiful thing about what we do in networking, no matter what the challenge you have in building a business, you can sponsor somebody that will fill that gap for you. I'm not the most technical person. I'm not the most technical. I'm not technical at all. I tell you all the time, I say, if I'm your tech support person, you're in trouble. But you know what? God surrounded me with a person like Mr. Michael L. Dalco and Miss Manisha Dalco, a person like Roger Williams. I'm not, but Roger is. I'm not, but Mike Delco is. I'm not crypto, but Crypto Steve is. That's the beauty of the business. So whatever your shortcomings are, you will find someone to fill those gaps as long as you stay focused and do what you're going to do. I joke to some of the Forrest Gump all the time in business. Why? Because I like to keep it simple. So the masses can do it. And those folks who want to understand everything we got going on, fantastic. Look, let me close this, folks, because I got to go. I got to be at the doctor's office at 8 o'clock. God bless you. Look, I thank you for listening to me. Please share this out with everyone you possibly can. Understand how simple our program is. Number one, you can enroll for free as a customer. Number two, get your $49 package. Now you're a business partner. And you have a business that operates in 160 plus countries worldwide. What have you got to lose? Nothing. You buy a $200 package or a $1,000 package, that is nothing to start a business. Go talk to some guy on the corner who started a business for 25, 30, 40, 50 grand. You can start a business here, make the full jive for $1,000. You got your package. You got pretty much all the benefits in the company. You can build a business all over the world in 150 plus countries. Your income is unlimited. You work the business when you want to, just like I woke up this morning at 4:30. I decided to go to this call at 6 o'clock, working the business. Working the business, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock this morning. You can too. You're working when you want to. God, you're now the CEO of your company. Go out and do something for your business today. Get excited, dream big, folks, and don't let anyone steal your dream. Ow!